Hello guys. Now in this video we need also to arm our SQL with PowerShell modules. How we can do that? You need first from SQL 2019A server to access to the database, and once you are in, you need to right click and select start PowerShell. Now because you don't have the modules for SQL Server, it tells you here no SQL Server CMD. Let's found on this computer. Get the SQL Server module at, give you the link. Start PowerShell without SQL Server CMD let. So here now we can open the PowerShell gallery. You need to make sure your server is connected to the internet. And once you have it, here now start to tell you this module allow SQL Server developers, administrators to automate database development and server administration, as well as both multi-dimensional and tabular cube processing. So minimum PowerShell version 5, definitely we already have it in the server. You have install module, this one for Azure if you want, or manual download. So we go with install module. The current version at the time when we record this video is this one, which is 21.1, and the last update was just 8 days ago. Now I want to add this module to my PowerShell, so I need to run this command. The system, because it is connected to the internet, is going automatically to check the PowerShell gallery nugget and try to pull out this module. We give it a try. First I will copy the command, and you will see the repository how it's going to act with this command. Once I run it, right click on the SQL Server now and select Start PowerShell again. Again, we get the same message, this time yes, Start PowerShell without SQL Server CMD let. It looks like a batch terminal, but it is fine because anyway here I have PS. So I know currently I'm running PowerShell, and just cd /cls. And we run the command install module, which is named SQL Server. It's not a variable locally on my device, so that's why the system is going to use the internet connection to check with the nugget provider. The nugget provider must be a variable. This is the path. You can also install the nugget provider by running install package provider. If you want to learn these techniques, then you need to attend the PowerShell course. We have the 5 courses in the PowerShell series, and we had explained a bit about the nugget in the first course of PowerShell, which is course 6 in the entire series of 2019 plus PowerShell. And also we explained how you are going to set the same profile for both full PowerShell and core PowerShell in course 8 advanced PowerShell. So now, do you want to install and import the nugget provider now? The default is yes, which what I want, so I'll just hit enter. The system now detects the repository as untrusted. You can use this command set rs repository to fix it. So for now I'll just continue even if it is untrusted by default to the system, and here I'm going to click a yes to all. So anyone who grant access later to SQL Server from this device or from even remote devices will be able to grant access to the PowerShell and use the command. And of course you can restrict that in permission and security, but for now, for the default, I want to install the module without any problem. So install package SQL Server as we see. And the system provides back the following message. The following commands are already available on the system. We have a newer version which is being installed. So sometimes you will have an overlap between some new commands and old commands. So if I still want to install the SQL Server, I need to use allow global parameter to be able to use it. Let us do that. Give the newer version is better. So here the name is SQL and we need to allow Kluber. Try to run it again. Same story. You are installing the module from untrusted repository. Yes to all. Again installing package, then unzipping, then the system will try to update the command list and modules I have. And all is done. I don't get any more errors. I can type CLS, clean screen, and I can type get command. And in those commands, the noun is start with dash or just start with SQL, and anything after SQL will be fine. And here, as you see, I have now this list of all SQL commands, which I can use it, of course, with this database. And definitely later we will spend some time to play with some of these commands. Now, I want you to keep in your mind the path, how it looked like in here. This PowerShell and C drive. And now if I try to access again to SQL Server, right click and start PowerShell, this time I'm not going to have the warning message which I had it before. And the path is going to be like this: PowerShell, SQL Server, and SQL 2019A, and the default. Here, if I type dir, it does show you what's in there. And of course, you can start to use the commands of PowerShell. Now, the next step is to install PowerShell report tools and modules. So I will access back now to the internet browser. And you remember here before we install module name SQL Server, there was a note that if you want automation with SSRS and Power BI, report server, use the reporting services tool, access to this link. So right click, open in a new tab. And again, you have install module. But this time the name of it is Reporting Services Tools. I will also get this one and copy, then access back, CLS, and now install it. And let us allow that clobber from the beginning. Now here there's a note which is important. If something you are not sure, do you need to use it or not, then don't install it. Because when you add more SQL commands to your system, in reality, you just increase the surface of attack. So it's better only to add what you need. But here, because it's a lab environment and there is a chance in the future to do some reports, do this and that, just for learning purposes, then just go and add it. But in real life, take care. Add only what you really need. Okay, hit enter. We might get the warning message just because the repository is not trusted again. So yes to all. After that, I don't expect to have a problem now. It's going to download the package, unzip it, and install it. And it is quick now. So my system now is ready. We have all the initial settings. Also, we check a few things, how you can access remotely. Check also the SQL admins. Now they already have rights to access to the server. And we give it a try with Sarah. We installed the PowerShell library. We installed for both the main SQL engine commands and also for the reporting tools. So by this, the initial settings is done. I don't expect we need to add more. The next step, we need now to create the checkpoints. Thanks for watching.